Bună ziua, bine ați venit. Well, today I thought we'd look at the subject of Romanians on holiday, or going on holiday with Romanians, because that's what I've just done, and there are a few differences that I think we should know about. If I get any of these wrong, please do mention it in the comments block. Rather than recording this inside, I thought I'd make it more interesting. We go for a walk around my area in Craiova, where we are, Rovine. So we're starting on Strada Ion Iorga, and a fairly new döner, so Casa Döner. It's where you can get a doner kebab, you can get a pouille la jarre, chicken, broiled chicken. You see these all over, EMAG, and these are automatic boxes for you to pick up your deliveries. For British viewers, Amazon doesn't exist here in Romania. People use other sites, EMAG being one of the largest, and they have these deposit boxes all over town, so you can just go along, you have a code, you put in the code and you collect your parcel. Of course, if you prefer to have your parcels delivered to your home, you can do that, or to the post office. You can go and collect using your bulletin or your ID card. Rather beautiful day today. We like living in Rovine because it's a very green area, as you can see, lots of trees and some nice houses as well. We've got quite a selection of shops. You don't really need to leave Rovine. Wash Me is a newly opened dry cleaners, which is in our area. So that's pretty good. We saw in one of the earlier videos, I think the first video, we saw Lidl, which is the local supermarket in our area, but there are also lots of local shops, and I'm going to take you down one of the streets here called Petre Spirescu, which reminds me very much of Turkey because it's got such an array of different kinds of shops. It's where we get our meat from the butchers, fruit and veg from the fruit and veg shop, wine from Kramas Vrancia. The wine comes all the way from Vrancia, which I think is over in the east of the country, wine growing area. So we've got loads of interesting shops. We're going to the square Rovine, so Piazza Rovine, where they've got an area for children to play, one or two cafes, some pizzerias. It's a nice relaxing area. So my topic is Romanians on holiday, and I've just come back from a holiday to Istanbul on a coach with a load of Romanians, and that was great fun, lovely people, great tour. And one of the things you notice is that Romanians like to go on holiday together. They hunt in packs. They don't like to be on their own because they like to joke and to talk and to laugh in Romanian. So although we were in Turkey, we were talking Romanian all the time, and that's great. They like the security, I suppose, of having Romanian spoken. Older Romanians don't tend to speak so much English. Younger Romanians do. They all speak English. I'm going past a pizzeria, very nice in the summer. Come for a drink. or a pizza, MF concept. And here's the party headquarters of the ruling party in Craiova, Partidul Social Democrat, on the ground floor. Ironically, it used to be the party headquarters of the PNL, the opposition to the PSD. But there we are. So they like the security of travelling in numbers, and they like to have a guide, a native speaking guide. So we had a Romanian speaking guide as well as a Turkish speaking guide for our trip to Istanbul. It just takes all the worry out of going on holiday, and you don't have to think too much. You just enjoy the experience of being in a foreign country with no worries, because someone's going to get you there where you want to go and explain what there is. The sense of humour of Romanians cannot be underestimated. The laughter on the coach we were on, all the time, people laughing, joking, it was infectious. And I'd say that Romanians have one of the best senses of humour in Europe, in my experience. So it was Comedy Central, with everyone making a joke about maybe about the price of the excursions. One lady asked our guide, "Ce mai oferte aveți, domnul ghid?" because he was giving us these special offers for about 50-55 euros a throw, which was not cheap, and everything came at a cost. So very, very amusing. We just pause on the holidays to show you a local supermarket very near to where I live, probably the nearest. Profi City. Mai ieftin, mai bun, mai aproape. Cheaper, better, nearer. And here it is, it's a 24-hour non-stop. How exciting. So you can come to Profi, and it's an expensive supermarket, so I don't come here. It's expensive. But they've taken over, and as you can see, it's the ground floor of a new apartment block. And Profi seem to have done this all over the city. Wherever there's a new apartment block, they will put up a supermarket on the ground floor, and they're all over. They are all over. So they've kind of taken over. Fast food stand. If you want a burger, I haven't actually eaten here. Let's have a look. A burger, 26 lei. That's pretty expensive, to be honest. A double hot dog, 10 lei, £2. But 26 lei for a burger. That's expensive. £5. And you don't get chips with that, so that's an extra £1.20 if you want chips. So that's not so good. Okay, we're heading into the centre of Rovine, the square area where there are a bunch of shops. Now I wonder how many farmacia there are. We'll try and count them. But I want to cross the road here. The Romanians are pretty good at obeying rules for pedestrians, and you can be fined for jaywalking. If you cross the road and you're not on a zebra crossing, the police will fine you, so you've got to be a bit careful. It's a little bit like in Germany. So we're going to cross the road here. Let's see if anyone stops. There are no cars, so we're okay. We're okay. When they're on holiday, Romanians aren't afraid to complain, which I find quite refreshing as a reserved Englishmen, or Welshmen really, I suppose. They will let people know if they're not happy about something. And on a trip to the Danube Delta, I remember a lady complaining about being put in a bungalow when she'd booked a hotel room. In fact, the bungalow was about twice the size of the hotel room and had a balcony. So once she saw it, she stopped complaining. But her initial reaction was to complain big time. A couple of banks, and you can gamble in there. Pariuri sportive, BRD. Now, like in France, if you have a bank account with one bank, you take your money out of that one bank. You can't take money out of the other banks, or you'll have to pay a commission charge. So people tend to use their own bank. So BRD is there. We've got BT, which is Banca Transilvania, and here we've got an bancomat, ATM for Raiffeisen, and a bureau de change in our area showing the rates. Yeah, the pound isn't doing very well at the moment. I think it's down at about €1.17. Here's the post office. This is our post office. They all have numbers. Like I said, the schools have numbers. This is Craiova Door, Craiova 2. So I've seen, I think, about 7 post offices in Craiova, depending on which area you live in. A couple more supermarkets, Express, which I haven't been in. I think it's owned by Carrefour. And Teldo, which is a what we call a delicatessen. I think a delicatessen. And I'll take you around the square. So far I've been on, I think, probably 6 holidays with Romanians. One to the Delta, the Danube Delta, and the most recent one to Turkey. A couple of day trips, and a couple of trips to Serbia, to Kladovo, just over the border from Robeta, Turnus, Severin. Here's the square I was talking about, and you've got in June there's a festival called the Days of Craiova. It used to be in October, but it's changed to June, and they set up a stage here and have music and dancing. Very nice atmosphere. Fantastic supermarket here, Supermercato. It sells Italian produce. If you need anything Italian, they import directly from Italy, and it really is first class. I needed some cannellini beans, couldn't find any in the supermarkets. Came here and they had them. Yeah, I know, first world problems. I've eaten here once, I think. Conicione. Here's a bio organic market, organic produce. And the first of several farmacie. So here's the first one. And then over the road Here's another one. Al-Shefa, probably run by someone with Arab inheritance, and the children's play area in the middle. So it's a very pleasant area, central square of Rovine. Okay, we'll go and have a look at the street I was talking about, the Petre Isperescu. So, the main advantage of going on an organised tour with Romanians is you don't have to worry about anything. Everything is taken care of, and you're looked after. Now, when abroad, Romanians tend to look for products that they would have in Romania. So, for example, when we were in Turkey, they were looking for bread, for beer, that sort of thing. They didn't find it because there are very few shops in Turkey, in central Istanbul, selling bread or beer. We didn't find any supermarkets. We found one of the problems was the Romanian for a shop is magazin, and this word doesn't exist in Turkish, so they use the word market. So a market in Romanian is piazza. So there was a bit of confusion about what we were actually looking for, but we got there in the end. But we didn't find much beer because obviously Turkey's a Muslim country, they've got their own beliefs, and it was quite hard to find any beer either in restaurants or in shops. But never mind, that's probably better for our health. Okay. In hotels, Romanians make full use of the Swedish buffet, as we call it. So where you just go along and help yourself to whatever is available in the morning. I'm always surprised by the amount that Romanians can eat. I mean, I'm not a huge eater. I don't have a huge appetite, despite what the scales tell me when I weigh myself. But they pile their plates high and make the most of every opportunity, and it's quite incredible to see even dainty elderly ladies packing away trolley loads of food. I mean, good on them. Good on them. The concept of all-inclusive, in Romanian it is all-inclusive, is paradise to Romanians, because you can just keep eating or drinking as much as you like. And it's a real selling point for holidays that you go for an all-inclusive deal, all-inclusive package. They're remarkably stoic in that, as I mentioned in my previous video, they're prepared to sit in a bus, a coach, for 15 hours to get to somewhere like Istanbul from here. I mean, that was tough, but they just make light of it, and they love it once they're there. So they travel for 2 days and have 2 days there, and they're not worried about it at all. They do it regularly to go to Greece, France, Italy. I mean, France, it's a long way, but they just go there overnight, driving for hours on end. Okay, we've gone about 200 yards or 300 yards from the last Profi, and here's another Profi City, yet another one. We've got a restaurant here called, well, it should be Il Padrino, the Godfather, but they've translated it as the Good Father, which I think is quite sweet. It's quite lovely, really. The Good Father Pizza. It's a very good pizzeria, a very good restaurant. Although there are many restaurants, Romanians tend not to go to restaurants very much. Here in Rovine, we've got Le Baron, which is a very nice restaurant. The nice courtyard. And now we're coming down the street, Petre Spirescu. Load of shops, second-hand clothes shops. Haine Noi, new clothes. Every kind of shop you could imagine. Second-hand, gold dealers, Casa d'Amanet Owl. Second-hand, yeah, more second-hand. Pet food. Bună ziua, domn. Să trăiți. And this is the place where we sell very fine wine from Vrancea, which is where I come to get my wine. Very nice guy. 40, typically 45 lei for 5 litres, so 9 lei a litre, which is pretty good value. What's that? £1.50? Yeah, £1.50 a litre, which, you know, and it's good wine. Fantastic shop over here, superb. Fruit and veg, where we come. Look at that. What an array of produce. It really is most impressive. Yeah, we don't have any food shortages here. Although prices have gone up, we've noticed. A loaf of bread used to be 1 lei, it's now 2 lei. So everything's gone up. We continue past a very nice covriggeria, brutterie, bakery, and selling covrige or pretzels. And placinte, very nice placinte. Pastry, either cu mere or cu branza. With apple or with cheese, and both are absolutely delicious. Now we've gone past the building in the background. You can't quite see it from here. It's the law faculty, and these are the student hostels for people who come to Craiova. Maybe they're the university, maybe they live slightly too far outside. Most students stay in their own town for university, unlike the UK where most people move away from their hometown for university. But here they tend to stay. And here we have a camin or caminul studentesc, so student hostel. Nice building, and we've got another one coming up. alongside. And then behind here is the law faculty, which is a very modern, very impressive glass building, which you can see through there. Okay, one final shop to show you, and it's the best kozonach. Kozonach is a type of cake, contains nuts, Turkish delight sometimes, chocolate, and there it is, and it's called Mama Kozonach. Pitolu Kozonachio. So if you're looking for the best kozonak, one of the best kozonak in Craiova, come to Petre Spirescu Street, and you can buy it here. It costs quite a lot, 45 lei, so about £8 to £9. £8 for a cake, but it will last you a while. They're big cakes, and they're absolutely delicious. Okay, I said that Romanians on holiday are not afraid to complain about rooms. They're also not afraid to complain in the bus about heating levels, music, type of music, lack of toilet stops if they need a loo stop, a loo break. They'll tell the driver. And I was on a bus with a group, and they were playing some, I think, disco songs from the 1980s. And one of the ladies shouted out, "Enough of this rubbish, it's sending me to sleep. Put on some folkloric music." So she wanted Romanian folkloric music, and the driver complied, and everyone was soon singing along to Romanian folk song. So there you go. They're very resilient people, I said, very stoical. They'll sit in a coach for 15 hours, and they'll also be prepared to leave at unfeasibly early hours in the morning and arrive late at night. So they're remarkably resilient. They leave at 10 or 11 at night, it's not a problem. They'll wait by a petrol station or a lay-by for the coach to arrive quite cheerfully, and be very grateful when it does arrive. Okay, if your holiday goes wrong, you Romanians on holiday, it's cancelled, and this happened with COVID, with the pandemia last year and 2 years ago. Their holidays are just held over, transferred. No question of a refund. Oh no, you don't get a refund. No, you can come in a year's time or in 2 years' time, or you can transfer to a different holiday when that's available. That's also what happened to us. We were booked to go to Greece, and because of the pandemia, the hotel was closed, so we changed it to a holiday in Romania instead, which was pretty wonderful actually. Worked out very well, but they won't give you a refund. Okay, where they make their money, I think, on these holidays is the travel, the cost of the trip, and also the excursions. And the excursions are not always as great as they might appear. Oh. Yet another pharmacy. I think that's only the first one I've seen in this street. But the final point to make about holidays with Romanians is that humour and goodwill goes a long way and avoids any problems that might arise. And thankfully I'm of an age where I can go on senior tours. because it's for the over 55s. You don't have to be very old. Here's the butchery we use. So people still supporting local shops all the way along this street. Which is good to see. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed those few thoughts on Romanians on holiday. I know another tour of a different area of my quartier, Rovine, in northern Craiova. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.